These two chili plants take up pretty much about 10 inches of windowsill space. That's all just 10 inches of windowsill, and you can see how well they've done. Now this isn't a deliberate thing. What happened is we've had a busy year with trying to get the business set up and so on, especially with COVID. And one of the things that just got horribly neglected, along with a few other things, is the chilies. They got planted into these, and then they just never got potted up beyond that. The Carolina Reapers didn't do much at all, so they've just been pulled. But the Ghost chilies, so these are good and strong, they've done reasonably well. I mean, considering you can see, how tiny the pots that they're in. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to pick these, and then we're going to dry them. So that's them picked. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to chop them quite roughly, and then I'm going to put them in. You can see that the plants themselves have had it. I have successfully overwintered chilies before, and I was going to try these this year, but we've had all sorts of problems. We've had spider mite, we've had thrips, we've had all sorts of problems. So really, they've done quite well to have produced anything at all. Now this doesn't look like much, but bearing in mind that each one of these is 200 times hotter than a jalapeno, we got 9 chilies, so that is equivalent to 180 jalapenos. And 180 jalapenos is pretty much enough for a year's supply for us. Now the trouble is you can't take that many portions out of just 9 chilies. You end up with very few incredibly hot dishes, which will be really nice, but not really what I'm after. I want to be able to make this last all year. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these into oil, and we're going to produce chili oil, because it will produce a single jar, a single bottle of chili oil that will be strong enough that a little drop will do us all year. So the first step to do is to dry them, well, chop them, then dry them, complete with seeds. We don't lose any of that flavour, and then we'll steep the whole lot in oil. So yeah, next thing, to get them into the dryer. That's the chilies dried. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in this pop top bottle, and I'm going to top it off with oil. So that's it, done. That is a litre of chili oil. It'll be pretty powerful stuff. It's not something that you'd cook with. You wouldn't put this into a hot frying pan and then try and fry something in it, because if you get the frying pan too hot, you get any smoke comes off, you're basically pepper spraying yourself in your own kitchen. It's not fun, really hurts, so don't do it. What you'd do is you'd cook with this instead of using fresh chilies or dried chilies. So you just do like a teaspoon or so of this stuff is, a fair kick. If you really like spicy food, you could put more chilies in, you could put less. I probably put a bit more than this in normally, but yeah, we're a bit short of chilies. This is a way of stretching it out. So this will do us until autumn at the very earliest. It'll, it goes a fair way, because it's really strong stuff, with it being some of the super hots. And they're hotter than Ghost now, but I really like the flavour of Ghost. So yeah, that is probably a year's supply of chilies that was grown in less than a foot of windowsill space.